crossover. Just kidding. But we love you guys. Welcome back. We're going to be watching more Rebels, Star Wars Rebels today. Storm here.
Mom here.
Kimmy here.
We're just trying to do hand gestures, and we thought we would do live long and prosper. Because it's
My
kind
fingers don't want to do it.
But Mom, you are very skilled in a lot of things, and you do a lot of things with your hands. And way back we were doing, I think, the first Star Trek movie or something. I know it was really hard for you to do it. I think it was during that movie, and we had to help you position your hands to get your fingers apart. So bravo, you did great there. That was good. No, Mom, you're doing awesome. So we're going to be watching episode 15 of season 2. We're not looking at anything. We're just going to talk about last week's episode. Was pretty incredible.
It was.
Definitely.
Zeb was the captain.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
I love these reveals of these characters because, like, here's Zeb. You know, I like him anyways as a character. Like, he's always joking and very tough. He does care about his team. They're all family. But to know that he had such a high up position is huge. And for him not to even brag about it, because the way I see his personality, I think he would brag about it. But now knowing more about him, he doesn't. He's ashamed of it. He feels so guilty about what happened. He was supposed to protect his people, and he couldn't do it, which, you know, he can't. I mean, it's so much pressure, but he was overrun.
He was,
terrible.
and I think that's a cover up for what how he truly is. You know, how he acts now. You know, current day, how he acts now. So I think it was just a cover up to show, you know, he didn't really want to reveal his, you know, his shame for, you know, betraying. He felt he was betraying his people, and he couldn't. And when it wasn't a betrayal, it was, he did all he could.
And this was good that he had to go on this quest. That he was like the chosen one who had to find his
he was
people
the child
on the planet. So, and everything together. Yeah, so I'm really happy that he was able to overcome that and actually go to the planet and have the other two, like, deliver them safely there.
Yes.
And now he wants to stay and probably bring more over. And he wants to stay
and they'll
with the
always
ghosts.
have safe passage.
I really did think that Zeb was going to stay there, at least for a short while. And then I got worried because I'm like, no, you're part of the crew, you can't leave. But I'm glad he is staying
family,
with the ghosts.
These folks are his family now.
So shall we get into this episode?
Yes, let's do it.
And we're watching on Disney Plus. 2:15.
Fuel status 0.05.
No
We're
heat.
almost down to fumes.
Sorry, guys. Have to divert more power from thermal subsystems.
Where are they going to get the
2%.
fuel?
Whoa, one shipment of that stuff could fuel us and all the ships in Phoenix Squadron for a full cycle.
Empire's scheduled to pick up their shipment today. We just have to get there and find it first. Keep your eyes peeled for that refinery.
Does anyone hear that noise?
The only thing I hear is my brain freezing.
That kind of sad, I guess, but I mean, how can you not hear it? It's
Sounds
coming
like a
from
whale.
all around us.
Yeah, sounds real.
Ezra?
Ooh.
Oh, look at him.
They're space whales.
Look like squids, yeah.
It's floating in space.
Yeah.
What are you made out of?
Brace yourselves!
Whoa.
Huh.
Wow, they don't care.
my
They
goodness.
just plow through.
Ooh.
Don't shoot! They'll pass. Just let them do what they do.
Well, we could just get out of their way. We
Do you use the
just
force?
get out of their way.
Yeah.
You're
Calm them down.
probably in their area. It's good with reading them, you know? They're pretty cool.
Go with them. Maybe they're going to guide you somewhere.
Yeah, it looks like they're checking them. Almost looks like they're escorting them now.
Yeah, I can't hurt her ship.
Since I'm so uneducated, why don't you explain your problem?
These creatures are a menace.
Can you not do it on the
Oh,
comm?
yeah.
See? Oh, yeah,
Oh,
TIE
yes.
fighters.
Of course.
Yeah, of
TIE
course.
fighters, 2 of them. I need a better angle.
Maybe they could smack them.
I've got him.
Fuel.
Lost my cannons.
Uh-oh.
Routing auxiliary power from the Phantom.
Caravast.
Oh,
Oh, see?
Who was that?
If we shot at the Perko, we wouldn't have had.
Yeah, you're just all
Shut 'em
calm.
As I was saying, it's a good thing we didn't waste energy shooting at the Perko.
Something's happening.
I did.
Good. What's our heading?
Follow the Purgil.
What?
Yeah, I hate to tell you this, but the Purgil are heading right where I calculated those fighters came from.
Okay.
He's too cocky.
Yeah, right?
He's loving it too much.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, big guy.
It's colder back there.
Oh.
Traveled between the worlds. Old pilot said it was the Purgil who inspired us to jump from system to system. But I don't believe it. The Purgil are dangerous.
Maybe it's like Kanan says, you know? They just do what they do.
Right now, as long as they don't come between me and my mission, I really don't care what they do.
Looks pretty.
There it is, the refinery.
Oh, they can barely get the energy to open it.
2, 1, now!
Are you just circling?
Well, give me a second and I'll tell you. Okay, more fighters. That's not good. Anti-ship cannon, also not good.
We need a diversion.
I've got one. The gas in that pool is unrefined Clauson 36. Highly explosive in its pure form.
Uh-oh.
We drop in a
That's
few
not good.
charges. The
They're using the cannon to shoot the Purgil. Why would they bother?
Speaking of, how do we get past that gun undetected?
We jump.
Purgil and the gas are connected. Hey, guys?
That must
Not now,
be
Ezra.
what they like to
Don't listen
eat.
to Ezra.
I think the Purgil want the fuel.
Pilots haven't reported in, sir. Perhaps they've run into trouble.
These creatures have eaten enough of our fuel.
Eating the fuel, yes.
Stop firing until all of those things are dead. You said you just wanted to look at it.
I did look at it, and it looked bad.
I think it looks great.
Hey, if Chopper's doing it, you guys can do it.
Woo, Chopper.
How cool is that?
Oh, yeah, good time.
We are one.
Hello, friend.
Uh-oh. Can't do it. Cannon. Thank you.
I'm gonna have to work on that.
I'm gonna make sure you do. Look out!
No.
Oh, they're gonna blow up the bridge.
Can you? Oh.
You dead.
Yeah.
I trust your instincts, kid. Now get on that cannon and cover us.
Good.
What exactly are we doing?
How come there's no explosion?
Sabine, what's going on?
We're improvising, again. Kanan and I are securing the landing zone while Ezra covers us with the cannon.
If you're looking for a guarantee, you are on the wrong mission.
Next time,
None
we
of
just
our
plan
missions
on
are
the plan
guaranteed.
changing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, you never know in this line of work.
That's for sure.
Where's my cover fire? Working on it.
Ba-boom.
Don't hit the fuel.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
Yeah, right.
The red glowy
Oh, God.
ones. Oh, good. She's already on top of it. Literally.
I'll get the fuel.
Make it fast.
I need fuel. I'm gonna follow one of
Maybe
them.
it poops fuel. Thanks.
Cute.
He's all glowy.
Wow, it's colorful.
Uh-oh.
Boy.
Awesome.
To this guy.
Come on, come on.
Ezra!
Where is he?
Maybe the
He's on a
Purple will
platform.
pick him up. Oh, he's
Okay.
on a purple.
Help me.
Ooh.
Let us help you.
Huh.
Wow.
It looked like a star jump or something.
Yeah.
Put it on.
Good.
Hopefully that's enough.
Oh, wow, good.
Ezra's down. We need to get out of here.
Just a few more seconds.
I don't think they have him.
Time's up. We'll be right there. We?
Yes, we.
Reinforcements.
Watch out.
That's right.
Now they're supercharged.
Yes, they are.
Oh. Oh, that's it.
Found Ezra.
Found it, you sure did.
Can I keep one?
Kill him.
Oh,
Whoa,
see you
boy.
later.
That's good.
Yes.
Maybe not.
Huh?
Got it, yeah.
Oh, one's gone.
Stop that ship!
His run. He needs a theme. Whoa, he's getting... Oh, he did!
He did. Oh.
No way.
I'm just going to kill him just like that.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
One with the animals.
Well, everyone's all fueled up now.
Mm-hmm.
I could see they need gas to breathe and travel.
I have to admit, without the help of the Purgil, we never would have gotten off the ground again.
No way!
Beautiful.
Wow.
How cool is that?
Wow.
I know how much fuel that uses.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Fuel.
That was so amazing to see that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was really great. Yeah.
just to have space travel is amazing in general, but you have these organic mammals, it looks like, that can also do that. Like, I want to know more of their secret.
Yes, my gosh,
that is incredible. Yeah. And, you know, it's just uncharted territory for them. They don't know. Even Hera, I mean, she knew that the bad side of them, she thought was the bad side. She didn't really know the creatures themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and one of them saved Ezra, too.
That was nice.
Because they had such a good connection just before. I mean, he helped them.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And he believed in them. He just wanted to follow. He goes, I think we should, this is the right path to do. Just follow them.
Mm-hmm. I like how we see these different perspectives, and it opens up our minds to the different possibilities, because Hera, like, they're all so caring, and Hera, like, to be that spiteful, she is a pilot, she loves her ship, and she lost people. She lost a friend, at least one or two, she said, to these creatures, and you know, it's very upsetting, and everyone has a perspective like that with something. So for Ezra to be more open-minded, and, you know, you can still understand that, respect that part of it, but there could be more reason there. Like, you just don't want to kill something just to kill it, or whatever, just get rid of it because it's a pest, because it might have, like, a circle of life. It might, you know, it travels the galaxy, so it might have another purpose. And here they could actually travel at light speed, which is pretty impressive. And I started overthinking it, where I love the deeper connection that Ezra, like, they're intelligent, and he was able to, like, connect with the Force with them. And I was kind of thinking that maybe they were Force sensitive too, because for them to have this extraordinary ability, I mean, however you see it, I mean, time travel through machines is one thing, but to actually have something that seems organic, to be able to just swim through space, to float through space, I don't even know what you would call it, but, and then be able to travel like that, like, that's so
it is incredible,
insane. Like, it's really cool to see, and there's just so many questions there, and it's fun to know that they are mysterious, and you hear all these legends or stories about them, and for Ezra to be like, wow, they can actually time travel. Well, not time, I keep saying time. I think I did that a few times and you guys corrected me. I don't mean time travel, but they're able to space travel, and they can go at light speed, and so to see that was pretty amazing.
It is. And, you know, we know on Earth, you know, animals do things for a reason. It's either to get away from a predator, or to, you know, they need to live, so they need to eat, drink, you know, migrate to different locations for, you know, temperature, and to, you know, give birth, whatever. Yes. But there's those survival instincts are, they're the force to bring those animals to a certain location. Yeah. So same with this, you know, these creatures, the Purgil, it's the same thing. They needed something there's a reason why they're going to a location.
Yeah, and it was almost like that was fated too, because here they happen to be going through the herd, and it's banging up the ship, and Hera doesn't like it, and Ezra's like kind of connecting and trying to find out more, and then they're almost leading them over to this fuel source.
Almost like guiding them.
Yeah, because they were upset when they were going in the wrong direction until Hera turned around, like Ezra said, and then they calmed down. So it's like they already knew, because they connected in some way, like, oh, this is what you need, and you can help us along the way. And it was neat to see them use it as a source to space travel, and, you know, it was just one stop and a long journey. So I'm sure that must be a big weakness too, to really stretch it out to the point of desperation, where if you don't get that source, where are you going to find another one to move on?
Exactly.
So it was neat to see how
they needed the same thing, and they worked together and got it.
And
my God.
right when they started building up at the end, where you saw the lights on their tentacles, like I thought that was so cool. Like, did you expect that they were gonna jump then, or?
I didn't know what was going to happen. But
I
something
knew
was
they
gonna
were
happen.
saying about, you know, that's the legend was that they do, you know, go into hyperspace. But we didn't, you know, just to see that aspect, you already saw when they did eat the fuel that their color came back. You know, they started feeling, they looked almost like an R version of hydration, and, you know, they feel like they're yeah, exactly. And so you can already see that they're going to, you know, have more energy to do, you know, the next stretch that they need to get to. So that was incredible. I loved seeing that. I would love to see, like, if Kanan can get on their tentacles and go in hyperspace.
Can you imagine? I don't know if they would survive. But maybe they have like some kind of atmosphere around them too. That encases whatever's around them, so it could protect them. Who knows? Because
put them in their mouth.
I'm hoping that comes back to play later too. I mean, just to have this mystery was kind of fun to actually discover something and see for themselves. But now I'm kind of wondering too if it opens up a can of worms where only they know it. So I don't know if they're going to start just like telling random people. But if other people do know that they can do that, if they can travel so quickly, I wonder if they're going to use them as a fuel source because they eat the fuel and they weren't even aware of that, or use their parts to try to experiment on them to figure out space travel.
I know.
Or that's how maybe it originally started through them and that translation got lost down the road.
Right, and gave them ideas how to travel in space.
I wonder if there's more creatures because Hera said that there's a lot of different stories out there, different kinds of life forms out there.
And I love the fact that if you just sit down, you know, everyone is collectively, you know, they're listening to Hera saying, you know, they hit ships, they whatever. But if you really looked at their behavior, it was just being clumsy. They're just going. They don't mean to, you know, to be vicious in any means.
Harm you.
Right.
Just going there.
Yeah, so that was actually really good to see. And Ezra was the most open-minded to the whole thing.
He really
so
was. And
that's
good that everyone listens to him.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, because even though Hera was annoyed, they were all still kind of focused on the same thing. And, you know, even improvising right then and there, because Ezra didn't know about the explosives. And, like, they all could die at any moment. They're getting shot at. And that was the original plan. But even though Ezra didn't like it and he knocked the bombs out of Sabine's hand, it was like, no, there's a connection here. And they just listened and then improvised. So it shows how well they still work together. Even when everything, like, everyone's in danger, everything's going to hell. And they're like, it's okay, we're just changing up as we go. And that's right.
That's how we roll now.
That's right.
Always a plan B, C.
And they're listening to each other. Yeah. So once Ezra found out, I wish he knew about that beforehand, because otherwise that wouldn't have to happen. But otherwise, like, what else would they do? Because then they wouldn't go down there. They'd have to figure out a completely different plan. And then it probably wouldn't have worked out because they wouldn't have discovered it about those creatures.
Right. And the Purgle couldn't help them get out of there.
Yeah. So a cool connection too was with Ezra when the poor guy was, suffocating or just getting poisoned, and he's asking for help, and he's looking into the eyes, and the creature's eyes, and you see like the stars kind of stretch out like it was space jumping there.
Yes, it did.
That's so cool.
Yeah, like almost telling Ezra, this is why we need the fuel. We need to.
And he said he understood, so that was pretty cool. Great imagination in this.
And I think Ezra couldn't really find out until he got down to the platform to find out that, hey, we can't blow that up. We can't, they need this fuel source.
Yeah. I think it's so good to see that too, just because I have some friends and, and they're very compassionate in their own way, but sometimes like things like this will be like, oh, tree huggers, or, oh, save the animals, and kind of eye roll at it. But I'm like, well, I think that's important because a lot of people unfortunately do judge that, and that's why so many animals get injured and go extinct, because that's like a really broad statement there, but it's good to understand why creatures do the things that they do instead of just like labeling them and seeing them as a waste of space.
Right, and we're all connected. If you eliminate, a certain species of, plant life, it could affect a whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
We've seen that in so many areas. So I mean, we're all connected. We all need each other.
That's right.
Save everybody.
Yeah, and I love how
Yeah.
these creatures actually did help,
Oh, yeah,
and
they
you
sure
know,
did.
actually
Big
helped
time.
them. And they went back and forth, and yeah, saved Ezra, and that was pretty neat.
It was.
Yeah.
It was great.
I liked it.
And I like
So let
that
us know what you guys thought.
that goofy villain guy.
Oh, I know. He was so
Very
spectacular. We're like,
binocular
you're going to die. What a vicious way to
Yeah.
die, too. I mean, not only do you have these whale-like creatures, but, like, they're floating around you, and they're just growling
and
at you.
they're
It's like a
just-
dinosaur right there.
Exactly.
Like,
It's almost like, okay, we're going to get our kill now.
You're not only going to
Why don't
bite you
get
and chomp you up, because I'm sure he got crushed in the jaws. Like, they're going to drag you down so you could slowly suffocate in this toxic pool.
That's right. We've been wanting to do this for a
We're
long
gentle
time.
until we're not, because you were
Gotcha.
killing her own,
That's
so we
right.
will give you a horrible death. It's like a Disney film. Ah, no. I do love Disney films, but a lot of the villains die a horrible death. They
Yes.
And I did say yummy.
Oh, wow, Mom.
Whoa.
She's funny. So, like, I love you. You're so great. Like, when it comes out, you know, especially with Game of Thrones, burn them all. Like, that still lives on our channel when people say, yeah, Mom, burn them all. That's right. Mom's a true Targaryen. So I think we'll end it there. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please check out our links if you want to see more videos, full reactions, videos early. And we'll see you very soon, as always. Bye, guys.
Bye.